great.
Hey, Grass Grind family, this is Chris.
Sarah.
On the Grass Grind. Today is Sunday. Hopefully everybody's having a great Sunday. Today it's snowing. Boo.
Yes.
But it's one thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about, and it's something that we see a lot of companies do. And what is that?
That is lean.
Lean
and 5S.
That is correct. And did you want to go? Or?
Lean is how we use it. L is for loss.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. We're going to try to break down our system, how we do it. And of course, the first letter is L. So you want to explain L?
Yeah.
We kind of go back and forth.
Yes. So L is for loss. That is loss of time, loss of
profit.
And and basically what we're doing is that each site that we go to, we try to figure out how much time does it take, and are we losing profit?
Yeah. And the way that I see that important is, as we said, loss of time. That could be whether I'm mowing in a certain direction that's making us lose time, or
if, for example, do you trim first and then mow, or is there a difference between mowing and then trimming? So,
and also loss of time could be route density, which is something that I personally want to work on, is route density. And loss of profit. I mean, let's be real here. You want to make sure that whatever job you price accordingly.
Yes.
Because we have had some jobs last year that was not priced accordingly, and we knew it probably 10, 15 minutes into the job, we know it was not priced correctly. Okay? So with lean, what is the next one? Is the E?
Is E. E is experiment. So basically, what I'm trying to say with experiment, your first time that you get onto the job site, you're going to look at your area, and then you're going to decide on whether or not which way is better. You want to get as much time.
You want to experiment. You take the results from the loss, which is the L, and then experiment different ways. That way you can figure out, okay, maybe if I trim instead of Sarah, or she trims instead of me. Experiment on different routes. That way you can see if that works better, if it works worse. Keep track of time.
Yes.
Did I miss anything on the experiment?
No.
Okay.
Then the next one is analyze.
Yes. A for analyze. That is correct.
What you're doing is analyzing each one, your loss and your experiment. And then that's when you get to decide on whether, okay, you know what? By me trimming first, or by me mowing first and then trimming, I cut down like 5 minutes.
Yes, and 5 minutes doesn't seem like a whole lot, but if you carry that week to week through the whole season, that could mean a lot of extra money for you. 5 minutes could easily turn into 2 or 3 more jobs,
exactly.
$200 or $300 more. So every minute is very, very, very important.
Yes. And then your next step.
Necessary.
Is it necessary?
That is correct.
So, excuse me. So what you're going to do with, what we sit at the table, this is kind of like our conference room. We're going to pull out everything that we have. We're going to list all the jobs that we have for each day.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to write down, okay, we have 6 customers that we have to do on Monday. So then we're going to look at each customer. We're going to figure out which one, what equipment we need to bring.
Oh, that's important. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but last year there were a couple of jobs where, let's say if we were doing a cleanup or, you know, hedging,
yeah,
I would forget the key things that we needed. I mean, it was just, it was bad because if you don't have the right tools and equipment, you're losing time.
Exactly. So then we had to like run off to the store, get some garbage bags.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
So necessary is very, you know, isn't necessary is very important because that's the final step of your lean process. So you got, you know, your loss, your experiment.
That is correct.
Your analyze, and then is it necessary? So at all those, you're doing, I think, a huge improvement on yourself, on your company, and then after you do your lean, you want to do your 5 S's.
That is correct. That is correct. So let's check this out. We took a couple of notes, that way I'll let you get that up. But the reason that we love lean and we love 5S is because it analyzes your business and lets you know, okay, where you're losing time here. It helps you keep everything clean and in order.
Yes.
And that's something that we're big on also.
And then on top of it, every successful company has a lean implemented into their system.
And, you know, with us doing lawn care, of course, we want to implement that into our business.
Yes. So not only, you know, lean and the 5S is like peanut butter and jelly, guys. It is.
Peanut butter and jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly. Okay. They go together.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
So our 5S is sort.
That is correct.
Right? And
let's talk about sort.
Sort your equipment.
Correct.
Right? And you're going to oh my goodness. You're going to sort. Okay, you're going to have a list of what you guys need to do per day. So each customer, each job, you list it down. So then you're also going to list down what equipment do you need for that day. Yeah. Make sure that you have a checklist. Make sure that you're not forgetting anything.
And also,
go down the list.
Yeah, and also know exactly who you're mowing on which day. So you don't want to promise that you're going to mow on a Monday and show up on a Wednesday like, oh man, I forgot to cut such and such lawn. Right. So I think that's very important.
So the next one is straighten.
Straighten, yes.
Straighten.
Yes.
Get organized, guys.
That is correct.
Get organized. Organization is the key to success.
If you cannot find your tools, not forgetting it, but if you cannot find your tools,
or if you cannot find your, you know, that extra string that you put in the, you know, that you were supposed to put in the truck because, you know, you're mowing and you're string trimming and then you forget your string.
That's not it, guys. That all leads to lost time because instead of spending that time making money, you're actually losing money having to go to the store or having to go back to the garage or, you know, wherever you keep your equipment, you have to go back. And I've been there. That's why she's smiling, because I've been there and I'm like, oh man, did you bring it? No, I thought you grabbed it. No, you know, so that's something that we're working on, is to straighten our area, our tools, to make sure we know where everything is.
Yes. So your next step is what? This is your favorite one.
The next 5S. Shine.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
So the reason I like shine, because I'm a clean freak.
I am a clean freak too.
And I love when we go to our customers and different places and our equipment is looking clean. It's to me, and this is silly, but when your machines are clean, it runs better.
They do run better.
I give it about 2 miles per hour faster.
I don't know. Yeah. I just think that, you know, like when you get on, like when I'm pushing Bubby, right? Bubby's like, woo, and then once you power wash him at the end of the day, and you like start it up, and he's like, whoa, oh yeah, like he is ready to go.
But seriously, when you get there and you have a clean truck, you have clean equipment, it's a perception that you give off to the customer,
yeah.
and You know, and that's really true. When you go there and let's say your equipment is dirty and you have mud on there from 5 years ago, and you know the trimmers, you can't even see what brand it is because it's so dirty. Customers pay attention to that.
And also, okay, this is a proven fact. So, you know, it's a proven fact.
Okay, let's hear this.
This is a proven Sarah fact. Okay?
Oh, Sarah fact.
It's a fact. Yeah,
Bing!
yeah.
Sarah fact.
But the thing is that when you're out there mowing somebody's lawn, right? And let's say that person has a dog, okay? And then, you know, you happen to run over some little doggy poopy, okay? And then you're going over to the next customer, right? And you were spreading that doggy poopy to another doggy poopy's customer.
Correct. That is correct.
That causes fungus.
And also, let's say if you cut a yard that is not really maintained that great, it has a lot of weeds in the lawn, and then before cleaning that, you go to a lawn that's very well manicured.
Right.
You're actually spreading those weeds and everything that you cut on the not so good yard onto the good yard, which could possibly affect that yard. So we want to make sure that overall we clean our equipment. We clean our truck as much as possible. I know once you're
out there and you got 7, 8,
10,
lawns
12,
a day,
20 yards a day.
Right? It's going to be hard to clean the doggy poopy off. I understand that. But we try to do our best.
That is correct.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so what is the next 5
The next one is...
Is it strategize?
No, standardize.
Standardize.
Bing. Okay, and what does that mean?
Standardize is, of course, me and Sarah, we don't have
extra employees. It's just me and you.
You're right. So standardize is making sure that me and Sarah are both on the same page.
And sometimes we are not, guys.
No, she's a little crazy. Oh, the camera's rolling. But we want to make sure we're on the same page, so we both know where certain accessories are, whether string, gas,
first
tools.
of all, like when you pull it to that first job and you're like, okay, who's doing what?
Yes, that was a big one for us.
Yes.
Before we got to the customer, we should have discussed, okay, this is the method that we're going to do it. A lot of times we'll get there and say, hey, who's
doing what?
Yeah, who's doing what? So
we're spending
5 to 10 minutes.
First? No.
So we're spending 5 to 10 minutes trying to figure out what method do we want to do for this lawn when it should have already been done. We should have already known exactly
who's doing what.
Exactly. So that's what we mean by standardize. And what's the last thing?
Sustain.
I didn't get to do the drum roll.
Okay, all right, ready?
Sustain.
Yeah. And that means what? Yeah. 5S is so fun, isn't it?
No. But sustain, you want to tell them about sustain?
Yes, so sustain means that, it is implemented. It is there. You have no choice. You both made an agreement that if somebody doesn't want to start off trimming, then you pull up that sustain.
What you want to do is you want to look at the previous 4 S's and analyze each one and sustain that.
Yes.
Okay? There's always room for improvement. Even when you think that your method is perfect, you always have room to grow. You always have room to make, my hands messed up what I was thinking. You always have time to make improvements on whichever procedure you're doing.
And then, And then what you guys have is that big meeting, right? Have the big meeting. And you guys sit down at this table. You guys figure out what works, what doesn't work.
Okay.
What went wrong? Because I always do something wrong. That's why I call it the big meeting.
Anyway, hopefully this helps. This is just something that we're implementing in our business, and it's lean and 5S applied to lawn care, which I think that's really
jelly,
awesome.
Y'all. Peanut butter smack.
How did you do that?
Huh?
How did you do it? Peanut butter smack?
Mm-hmm. And then...
Okay, so this is something that we apply to our business. Hopefully this will help, and hopefully you can take the steps that we have, and you may, change it a little bit where it applies to you. You may have a ton of employees. Applications that slows lawn care. No, I'm just playing. But, hopefully this helps. And this is our steps with Lean and 5S, and this is how we integrate it into our business. This is Chris.
Sarah.
On the grass grind. On the grass grind. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much for everybody that comment and like, and oh man, we just appreciate it. And that keeps us motivated. So thank you.
Motivated, yeah. Oh.
As always.
Keep investing in yourself.
Huh? What?
What?
Invest in yourself and keep
grind.
As always, invest in yourself, keep grinding.
And keep
watching.
Woo!